This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Okay, then. What do you have up your sleeve this time, Coda? Nice room, not. How do I leave a note, though, is the question.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda.
Of course.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
No point to this. Whoa, holy shit is right. Look at how many things he put down, though. Can you guys hear me? What if, in fact, we were connected to the internet? And these were left by other players?
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
I feel like when he tells us, you know, don't worry, you don't have to read all of them, nothing happens.
That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Geez, this one's particularly dark. I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I'm crying now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now to do that. What I was gonna say before is I feel like when he says, you don't have to check... okay, I'm a sucker for that. When he says to check out, or you don't have to check out all of them, nothing special will happen, it's like, come on. What do you expect me to do? Boring. I can assure you guaranteed there's an acorn somewhere here in this place and the sailors are looking for it. Just looking for someone to talk with. I wonder... Oh, this probably just links around there. Alright, let's check that out then. I was thinking maybe we could drop off the ledge and see what's on the other platforms. There's nothing here, go back, and then don't listen to that guy. Free t-shirt. Includes door, cannot open door, thanks. This is very Dark Souls-y. Okay, this does not, in fact, lead around the way that I was thinking. But that's okay. It's interesting how these range from, like, nothing like balls to, like, this one, I think. I would like very much to be desired. You know, that's a really personal, like, of all things to say, I'd like very much to be desired. That's very intrinsic, very personal. Take my hand, let's jump together. I mean, we could try jumping down there. I need someone to talk to. Don't listen to the other notes. Of course, you're the only correct note. Oh, you hear that, like, whispering? This one... Oh. Yeah, you cannot fall off. Alright. So far, we haven't been able to fall off any ledges. A lot of notes around the painting. Messy from close up and perfect from far away. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. That's hilarious. There were a lot of criticisms like that for Stanley Parable. His terrible secret, he kept it well.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Well, why have it be a puzzle then? You could simply open a door, move into the next door.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Okay. It's like just closing the book on this current chapter. Doesn't make sense. The second door won't open? Developer answers, please.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Well, if this is true, we're gonna get stuck inside here. Never mind. They're all liars. How do you... Yeah, exactly. How do you leave notes? Oh, the end. I hear them typing, but... Oh. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. Porn stars die
this one
too.
is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. It's very lovely. It's like a well? Oh, what's that? Anything on that side? No. Whoa. Okay, that looks like what we saw outside this wall. Well, we've seen this story before. Maybe not.
See, like, this is it, the whole game.
Trap.
And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Yeah, but what's interesting is actually the title. What was it? Porn stars die too? Like... Uh-oh. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? TV with surround, refrigerator. I vote for a giant hole in the ground. Or table works too. A very modern table. That's fine. Now, what about along the wall of the room? I would love to see a washing machine put there, please. Great. Okay, we're on the same page. This is good. So, I think we should light up this room a bit. A skylight, thinking 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put Tesla coils in each corner. Let's open this baby up. Skylight. Bang on, you nailed it. Great job. And a table. We definitely need a table. How about you tell us a little bit about who you are? Cool, you're a table, that's fantastic. Oh, hi there.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
This reminds me of the game ideas where it was like a whole bunch of chairs, but one floating. It out and
starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
There's a lot of prison ideas. Hello, please walk forward. Okay, I have no choice. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. All right. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Okay, again, we've got these 3 dots here. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it on. Now go to the left side sofa and move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. What?
And of course,
now
the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Okay. Okay. Dirty.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
It's just regular everyday life. Like, you don't need to be... To feel like you're in a prison, you don't need to have 4 walls surrounding you. Oh, I can't even go over there. Hello? Who is this? It's me. I'm you from after you escaped prison. You're me. So you were trapped in the prison too?
It's a conversation.
Or is it?
This is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Yeah, we were in this escape tutorial. That's where I am right now. Oh, I'm so glad to know that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. Or it's strange, but in a way I kind of miss being in prison. It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. You feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. Yeah, I would agree with that. Oh, that's awful. That's the worst thing I can imagine. No, I don't think so. You get something else in exchange. Like what? Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? Well, yeah, that's how I got out. Now we've messed him up. They just told me to be sincere. Sure. What? That freed you? How does that work? Just be sincere. Sincere about what? Well, that's what you need to figure out in order to escape.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Even if it's yourself?
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
I suppose this is where you tell us, Davey.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Let's check out door number 1. It's a bit of a disaster. My goodness, I'm glad as all heck you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes. Oh, don't worry about me. A place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night.
The art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Okay. I'll join in the cleaning. Are we doing this whole place? That's the story, little one. Oh, don't you worry now. We'll be through this mess in no time. I promise you, you'll wish there was more. Why don't I finish up here, and in the meantime, you can please clear the table. Much nicer. That's the table I wanted to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Yeah, I can do that. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? How's that? All the little details matter. How'd you end up doing this job? A friend dragged me along at a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own home. I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, someone's put this couch in a mess. Would you come out and straighten these pillows here? Yeah, I could. Perfectly arranged. Looks like someone spilled a drink. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. You want to bring the cup as well? Feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? But yes, but only if it's especially cheesy. Come on. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. Oh, come on. Hey, these dishes needed to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect, we're all just human. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? No reflection. Oh. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's
Seriously.
the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
How do you do all this house cleaning? Clean box? Darling, let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work. And here I go with another lecture. Of course I would. Don't you worry about all that nonsense. For now, just smooth out the rug in the bedroom.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
He's got a routine, so going through, obviously, some form of depression or just tough times, feels like you're in the prison, and then now, once you get out into the real world and you start doing things, whatever they may be, you just start feeling a million times better. Yeah, cheesy thought. One's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Huh. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it. And it is a bit weird to say to someone you just met, unless we're, again, talking to ourselves. Anyway, yeah, there's something else going on there. So, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you clean up the books? Yes, you got it. Thanks. Like, you'd strangely do, you feel like, okay, I'm going, I'm getting things done. Oh, the pillow's on the couch. Don't worry, dude.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Would you come over and straighten them up a bit? Can't have these folks coming home to a messy couch. Question.
But,
do you enjoy
of course,
this?
It can't last.
Oh, no.
The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Is it, though? Oh! How did we not know that that was just... I'm kind of testing fate here, but... We're in the dark space. Alright, fine.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Wow. Items you love at members-only prices. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is... Oh, we're at a different perspective. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person's a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into a better person. Or into that person, I should say. Oh, we're getting closer. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Being perfect. Whoa. Oh, now we're teaching.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also
we just can't share it.
Classroom now.
Oh, kids should not follow their dreams. I still love you, but it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. You're torturing yourself, trying to find the right solutions for your life, and you're not doing it right. Ew, I'm developing a cyst? Just kidding. Oh, I missed it. Anyone want to do some ecstasy? Guys, there is something coming out of the back of the class. No one's listening. Nothing, no one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
Jeez. This is pretty
This
heavy.
one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Okay, why did it take him so long then? Not for technical reasons, I imagine. Whoa. Whoa, Jesus! Jeez. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Oh, okay. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. Hello, that's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her, be a human being. Do it again. Okay, we'll try something else. I am super, super scared right now. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's just that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Can I get off this wall? I'll talk to her again. Whoa. Happy, wise, successful, focused. You must have worked really hard to get to where you are. You're messing it up again? You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. That's interesting. Oh. Usually the light is the very end. Okay, yes, this is working. This is what it was like. The game ends with this
eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting himself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed? Oh my.